we don't choose a font, we cast a font.
Like actors.
Yeah. So we put like all the fonts together, like, you may be good for this.
Next.
No.
This is Eduardo Lima, the Lima bit of MinaLima.
That's Miraphora Mina, the Mina of MinaLima. Loyal.
Hilarious. Imaginative.
Creative. Wizard. Witch.
No, just 3.
No, now we... I was born and raised in Brazil, and I moved to the UK in 1997. I like to think that I brought a little bit of the madness of the Brazilian color and carnival to the
It's kind of infected all of us with it, which is great.
I think it was a perfect kind of mixture with a bit of Brazilian culture and the English culture.
So I was already working on the first Harry Potter film as graphic designer. On the second film, we needed some extra hands, so Eduardo joined in to do some work experience. And then he cast some kind of spell and...
Some Brazilian, very strong spell. After 10 years on Harry Potter films, he said, we cannot let this go. We need to keep going together. And we set up MinaLima Studios as a design studio in London.
Our most important thing was to really reimagine as if no one had done it before, I suppose. Yeah. And it was important that we didn't latch on to anything that was from the films, because this is a completely new imagining of the Chamber of Secrets.
Like in the films, every time that we were creating a prop for a specific character, we needed to pretend that we are Snape or McGonagall or Dumbledore. In this case, with the books, we needed to be Harry. So we needed to completely transport it to his head and like go to this journey thinking like him, because every page, every time that he goes to a new place, everything is brand new for him. So we wanted to bring that to the books. To be honest, I think I read all of them once, like properly. But because of the film, you have to go back all the time. So maybe we read the book like 100 times. And it's brilliant to go back and reread everything again and even remember things that we completely, oh my God, yes, of course Hermione did that. And so it's great. On the first convention we did was in Chicago in 2012, and it was packed. The ballroom was like 2,000 people, and we were sweating, like, because we never done that. We were so nervous. Everyone was so like that, with smiles up to here. And we thought very naively that they were going to ask us, oh, how was Daniel Radcliffe? Did you meet Emma Watson? And no one asked us any question about it. They were very interested to know how the Marauders map was designed, why you chose that paper, how do you age the book. So we were so surprised. But the Harry Potter fans, they are the most amazing. What's happening a lot now, Mira, is people coming to us and say, Harry Potter was such an important film and book for me during my childhood that now I am a designer because of you guys, because you inspire me, and we start crying and we get emotional, and because that is the most amazing reward for any artist or for any professional.
Honestly, we started with Peter Pan and thought, well, that's a nice book to do. That's, it's a good departure. It's a good expression of our creative partnership and our imaginations. And then we kind of chatted about maybe having 12 of them, like a family. And now we have 8. And so in a sort of 6-year period. So I think just looking back and seeing this sort of family of books, and now the Harry Potter editions, but more importantly, knowing that these tomes are in hundreds of homes around the world, just next to people's beds, and it's a very personal relationship.
We like to treat those books as like little films. We read the book and we started mapping where all the illustrations should go and which moments should be illustrated and which moments should have a full plate illustration, that is the full page, or which illustration should be small, and also all the interactive elements as well.
We are both illustration and design. We're not creating illustrations that we hand over to someone else. We're having to think about the whole architecture of the book, from the covers, the typography, the finishes, the colour. The white is not white, it's a particular look to make it feel...
Very peculiar with all those details.
You may not notice at first, like a piece of orchestral music, you might not notice all the bits and the layers of it, but hopefully all the things come together.
Oh my God, that is the main...
Number one.
We don't choose a font, we cast a font.
Like actors.
Yeah, so we put like all the fonts together, like, you may be good for this.
Next.
Now we have a nice collection of MinaLima fonts that we are developing. And sometimes we look a letter and say, oh my God, I just want to be this letter. I want it to be...
Maybe that should be a book, just our fonts.
Happening, lots of people tell us that they have to buy 2 copies. One is to keep pristine in the bookshelf, and the other one, that is the one they will give to the kids to have fun. So
I mean, I think it should be read. I think it's like jewelry, don't keep it in a safe. And also it's an opportunity to actually take time, sit with a child and say, like, let's slow down, and there's no swiping.
One of our favorite interactives from Jungle Book is this crazy chain of monkeys that Mowgli is intertwined.
The element of play is really important as well. Not necessarily to play with the book, but just to have the spirit of play that is a kind of surprise and delight.
Even the little bums of the monkeys.
Is that your favourite bit? And again, this is about the contradiction of the quotidian, the boring reality of a medical chart, and how grown-ups see everything with really, sort of scientific, and they need to understand and analyse, but actually once you go inside their minds, it's their shared island. Yes, I think that's probably our favourite in that one, isn't it?
There is one thing that we really wanted to do is to create our own stories. And I think now, after helping building all these amazing worlds from Harry Potter to Wizard of Oz, I think we feel now that we are ready. We just need to find time. So I think
that's the most difficult thing is time.
So we needed to really use the time turner from Harry Potter and to keep it going back in time.
Yeah, it's useful that we got to design that too.
Yeah, we designed that. So. I just recently saw the new Almodovar film, and I absolutely love it. He takes now his time to create his films, but when he comes back, always comes with a big...
We used to secretly want to work on his films, didn't we?
Yes, yeah. Maybe he might see this and...
Oh, yeah. If you're watching.
Parallel model, I love it. And I love Penelope Cruz anyways.
I kind of, locked down, I think, watching the Pixar's making of...
Frozen 2.
Frozen 2. I wouldn't normally watch a making of film because it kind of like, that's what we do all the time. We're actually making all the time. But it was such a good examination of a creative partnership, much bigger than ours. And I think it kind of joined the dots a little bit because we do have fantasies about how our work could perhaps be created in different medium, and maybe the moving images is a place for our work.
So
maybe.
Breaking news here, MinaLima wants to create their own stories with books and animation.
With Penelope Cruz in it.